All right, thanks for joining. Today we are working on Welephant, spelled like elephant with a W, open source. This is part 12 in a series where I started 12 episodes ago, and I'll keep going until it's done, until we get at least to MVP stage. It might not be super pretty, might not ever monetize, but it will be usable. And specifically, I'm targeting using this with my family for this Christmas. Ideally, it should be working in the next week or two at an MVP stage. Where we were at the end of the last stream is that we pushed a commit for this nested participants feature, including a type error fix. The type error fix was the narrow root cause for the prior commit build failure. But this was like a pretty enormous commit. How many file changes were involved? About 30 file changes. And it included basically risky stuff. So I'm not terribly surprised that this build failed too, so let's check this out. I'm suspecting it failed for a different reason. So the scope of the current stream is that we will fix this, and then I want to focus on gift assignment. So if 5 people go to a party, then they should be able to know who's getting each other gifts in an anonymous way. One thing that I need to include there is a feature for some participants are non-gifters. Basically, like if I brought like my 5-year-old little brother, I might want to have him listed as a participant, but I would not expect him to purchase gifts. So I'm going to dive into my schema and put a to-do for that. I'm going to go ahead and actually implement it. This is not really advisable in the real world in a commercial setting. In a commercial setting, we would want to split out these pull requests because they are different in scope. But I'm just like a developer by himself, so I don't really care. So we're going to open the schema file, db schema.prisma. We're using Prisma over here. Hey, 40 people already. We're just getting started. Thanks for being here. Go ahead and tap the like button. You can also search my username on Twitch or YouTube, and you'll be able to see the full screen. So for the participant, that is the model of interest. The participant, here it is. This is the good evening, Rafi and Milky. How's it going? Thanks for being here. So this is like if you're going to an event, you are a participant in that event. It links. It's like a join entity or a intersection entity. It links the party and the user. Now here is where I will mention if they are a non-gifter. And I'm just going to call a spade a spade. This is one of my principles for variable naming. Just call a spade a spade. Is non-gifter. I could also just say like is not a gift purchaser. Is non-purchaser. I think either way works. Let me know if you have a preference. I'm going to go for is non-gifter. What extension is that shows blame in line? That's called GitLens. And it wasn't working for me recently, but I'm glad to see it's working now. Maybe I just needed to restart my computer or something. GitLens right here. Fantastic extension and great for asking that question. It's a really powerful feature, especially when you're working on a team. When I'm developing by myself, it's kind of like meh, because it's just me everywhere. Who did that? Me. But on a team, it's like a really cool feature, right? So we're going to default non-gifter status to... Actually, I don't like negative names. So I like is gifter rather than is non-gifter. okay? And that's a Boolean. And we, like, I could see the default being set either way, but I'm going to default to not assume. I'm going to default to not assume that you're buying a gift. Although I think the case could be made either way. It's not in his love language. I don't know. I don't know what you mean. Cool. So let's see. We will rebuild our type definition using blitz prisma generate. And we will blitz prisma db push to update the remote database schema. It appears like that was successful. What is Prisma? Prisma is a TypeScript ORM, very top of the line. Actually, there is, just this in, there is limited Prisma support in Python now. So check this out. I would love this to be used everywhere, but it's not quite mature yet. It's like in an alpha state, basically. So, but you can see there's Python, Prisma Python. And I think this is fantastic. Once it gets more stable, see it's, here's the GitHub. It's like version 0.7. And they specifically say like it's not production ready. Because I was looking into like potentially advocating for this at my company, but they're like, don't do it. You know, I'm not seeing, not stable, okay. Prisma client for Python is not stable currently. But I see commits, look, it's being actively developed, commits from even 15 hours ago. So it could be ready soon. Is it used to define types for TypeScript or manage the DB? Yes, both. That's why it's so powerful. It will align your static types with your database schema, all with an extremely ergonomic development experience. Cool. So, and let's double check our SQL database to make sure the new column is added. I think it will be because, like it said, it was fine. I'm curious about what it did to the backfill. So we have participant. So here's this like John participant record. Do you still need a DB to manage like SQL? Yeah, you totally need a DB, right? This is a DB right here, Postgres. And is gifter was set to false. So it's there. And it backfilled with the default, which is great. I wasn't sure if it did that. It's good to see. Cool. So that looks good. So let me go commit. This is feet : is gifter field. I can even say participant dot is gifter to make it more clear. Like, okay, it's a field, but where? It's on the participant entity. So we'll commit that. And now I'm going to go on to Vercel. And let me make sure I'm looking at the right one, the most recent build failure. So we go to the Welephant build page. Hey, John, can you also show us some project in SQL, please? No, I'm not interested in doing that. Sorry. You can, yeah, I'm not interested in doing that. I mean, if y'all want to pay me, maybe, but what language is this? Is it Python? It's TypeScript. How to avoid injections when updating data to SQL. Use an ORM. Use prepared statements. Do not write raw SQL. That's one of the reasons we love to use an ORM. Okay, so you can see this build has an error. So this is the most recent one. Let's click that. And what is the issue? We'll scroll down past the warnings. And there is the compile failure. So what's the reason? Type error. right here. So it's participants, parties slash whatever, participants, participant ID. Yeah. So this is related to those risky changes that I referred to earlier. Is Prisma used to do schema and data migrations or just define tables? All of the above. It does all of the above. Cool, so I'm going to Control C, grab this string where the Vercel GUI is telling us that is the location of the type error. Okay, so I go back to my code, Control Shift F, Control V, Enter, and Welephant is not finding it. That's super bummer mode. Let me see if I specify that. Does that help at all? What if I just say like everything? Super bummer mode. Okay, this time it found it. I'm really actually not that confident that these are the error location, but we'll see. Okay, there is the lim error that the builder was complaining about. And we'll go ahead and check these other locations as well, just for kicks. Okay, we can see that these locations are error-free because they have a party ID. So that's good, so I'll close it. This one has the party ID. It's good, so I'll close it. And so what's the problem here? The problem is that it's missing a party ID, basically. You still stuck on this? No, we're not stuck. This is not something that I was working on previously. So we have this party ID. I think if you were here earlier, you'll know that we solved this same issue in a different page. So like we have the fix. This is the fix basically. But the build is failing because we did not apply the fix to all of the locations where it's needed. So like we added validation logic, but we did not add it everywhere that's needed. So here we have the router twice, so we'll get rid of one. Create participant mutation doesn't need to go here. We do have the update participant mutation, but I think this looks pretty good. Oh, okay, looked familiar, so I thought it was the same problem. Yeah, no worries. Thanks for coming back. Glad to see you again. Oh, we got a bunch of follows. Thanks so much, y'all. And thank you for the wizard hat. Owl187, thank you for the wizard hat. Hey, quick reminder, if you search my name on YouTube or Twitch, you can see the full screen. And let's get some more likes. We got hundreds of people here, but not even 200 likes. What is TSX? It is TypeScript. Keep up helping people and have a happy Halloween. Thank you so much. Happy Halloween to you too. TSX is TypeScript and JSX together. So basically React. You can think about it like that. It's not exactly correct, but it's pretty close. React and TypeScript. Okay, so we have this. That looks good. Participant ID looking good. Yeah, in theory, I'm like 60% confident that this will fix it. So let's go check. So the red squiggle went away. Are you doing web development? Yes, this is web development. So now we're going to launch the web development server, Blitz Dev. Basically, it looks good over here, but we want to do a functional test. So as a user, I'm going to go use the application and make sure that there are no errors. So let's go back to the localhost 3000 root URL. You can see I'm already logged in. Explain all of it, please. Join late. It's too much. Just check out Welephant. Go to GitHub and search for that. What do you use for backend? We're using TypeScript for backend. We're using Next.js and we're using Blitz.js. Check out blitzjs.com. Okay, so we go to the list of parties, right? Here's John's coding party. View participants in this event, right? And what was the page? Let's see. The page that was having a problem was the edit participant page. Okay, so this is the participant page, all right? And then how do we get to the edit participant page? Well, you click the edit button. And look, I am able to edit, nothing errored out yet. Let's see, John, AKA Yo Boy. So we're changing my name. We're gonna update the participant. And the update succeeded. John, AKA Yo Boy. Okay, so that worked. However, notice that isGifter is set to false. I'm going to commit the fix that we just did so that I can separate these concerns, but we want to extend our update capability so that we can update the value of that new field that we added. So here we're going to commit fix edit participant. So we fixed being able to edit the participant. I'm going to pass the no verify flag. We're going to push with the no verify flag. Are you using a database? Yeah, I'm using Supabase. That is a Postgres database as a service in the cloud. Highly recommend them. I have a ton of fun with them. They're really great. And they're just nice people. Like the people who, it's kind of like a startup, like a tech startup, and they like send me a shirt and stuff. And they're on Twitter. They're really responsive. So they're really cool. Here it is, by the way. I don't know if you can see that. Head over to Twitch or YouTube so that you can see the full screen, but it's supabase.com. And they have a free tier. Okay. So what I want to do now is update my, right here, I want to update this form. So here I have an input, another input, and a submission button. But I want to update this form so that I can update the isGifter boolean, basically. And while I'm here, the status field. The status field. IsGifter is definitely a Boolean. Status is an interesting field because I could use an option select pattern, yes, no pending, but I don't want the user to ever select pending. I just want them to say yes or no. So even though the value is a enum, a string enum, I might give them a Boolean. No, because it's like, are you, like, I plan to attend, true, false. That's the idea for RSVP. Do I want to do true, false, or yes, no? I find it weird that I've been programming for over 12 years professionally, yet I'm finding you. Yeah, that's weird. It's a Cloud DB. Yeah, it's a Cloud DB. Thanks for being here, y'all. Thanks for the likes. Engaging even though I understand much of it. That's awesome. Thank you so much for that comment. That feels great. Don't take this seriously. Thanks for the follow. Nishan, thanks for the follow. Orhum says, what is Welephant? Go to GitHub/Welephant right here. You can read the README. It is a wish list and party planning tool, basically. And you can view the application runtime at welephant.vercel.app. Okay, let's get back into it. So I am going to use a Boolean, even though the user experience is possibly not ideal. And the reason for that is because I have a ready-made component that I can reuse for a labeled Boolean form field, where I don't have such a thing for a option or like a option select HTML input pattern. Okay, so we want two fields here. One is gifter, one is status. So let's go to the control-click participant form. Name and email are there already. We're going to add two new fields. One is going to be labeled as I plan to buy a gift. And the other is I guess let's change the order. I plan to buy a gift. Before you decide to buy a gift, I plan to attend. Okay, and so the placeholder, there's going to be no placeholder. This is going to be a Boolean. So labeled text field, let's change it to say labeled Boolean field. We're going to need to import that. I'm hovering, quick fix, add import. And we can see this is the correct one. I could click over there if I needed to verify. Actually, I'm kind of curious why I used a different export syntax. Export default, export const. Okay, so I exported it both ways. So I'm just going to keep it consistent. Who are you talking to? I'm talking to the audience. So we have one person on their lonesome in Twitch, but we have like over 100 people on TikTok, and I'm streaming to multiple platforms. I can see why that's confusing. I think it's TypeScript. Yeah, it is TypeScript. And it's also React, but React is not the language. That is the rendering library. It says Supabase is a Firebase alternative. Supabase is way better than Firebase. It is a Firebase alternative, but it's really no comparison because you can do, like, it's Postgres, it's SQL. So it's really weird to me that they even call it like a Firebase competitor, because it's really like a commercial database tool as well. I think they market it like that just because Firebase is popular. I think that's the reason they market it like that. Okay, so we changed these to Booleans. We updated the label, but I need to update the property name. So this is like the JavaScript object key name. So in this case, it will be is attending. And in this other case, it will be is gifting, is gifter, okay? So we have that in the participant form now. Let's go to the update participant mutation and add them to the, that looks like form React. Yeah, this is, what is the tool name I'm using here? Package JSON. Is it final form? It's final form or hook form, I think. Control F form. Okay, it's hook form. So I'm using React hook form. How much do you earn per year? Please tell. About 350K. Cool. Thanks so much for the follows, y'all. Shout out to K Pandas. I am Auguste. I might be saying these wrong. Sorry about that. Willis Wall, thanks for being here. Is that full stack? Yes, it is. TikTok wins. Nice. Kevin, thanks for the follow. Okay, great. Quick reminder, if you search my username on YouTube or Twitch, you can see the full screen. If you like hanging out with developers, building stuff, learning about technology, I encourage you to subscribe, send it to your friends and family who may have that same interest. And yeah, whether you're already a programmer or you want to be a programmer, welcome. Okay, so, and even if you don't want to be a programmer, you're still welcome. Like, by all means, you're welcome to hang out too. Hope it's fun for you. I hope it's not too boring. So, yeah, we need to update this mutation basically. What does a mutation do? So this is an RPC pattern, which basically says, I'm going to go update the database. That's why we call it a mutation. You might be familiar with a mutation as a change in an object. That's true. This folder name, which says mutation, when we talk about these kinds of mutations, this is a mutation at the database level. What's your channel on YouTube? It's the same username, John Vanderveer. You can also go to my TikTok bio, and I think I have the link in there to YouTube. Cool, so basically I just need to tell my validator, I'm using Zod for form validation. I need to tell my validator there's two new things that I want you to check for. And those are these two new Booleans. So one is called is attending. You can see my AI-based IntelliSense is helping me remember. And I can just hit enter like that. And the other is gifting, is gifter. Okay, and then these are not optional, are they? Are they optional? I feel like they're not optional. Like you submit that form, it's supposed to be here. So even though in principle, like I don't actually care if you pass me those values, but in practice, I'm going to validate that particular form as not having them as optional. And then they are no longer strings, are they? They're booleans. Control save, and I should be able to hover over data, and you can see the type is passed in. So it's automatically detected. So the update participant model, Zod is resolving the types and sending it into my data object right here. Why use Zod over Yup? What are the advantages? That's actually a really good question. And there are good answers, but that's totally a rabbit trail. So thank you for that question. I'm gonna just encourage you to go read the docs, basically. And I'm gonna say the easy answer is Blitz.js is a full stack framework that makes the developer experience easier because they don't have to debate these minute details, Yup versus Zod, for example. So the easy answer is I use Zod because it comes for free with Blitz. But then if you turn the table and say, well, why does Blitz use it? There are actually very good reasons to prefer Zod to Yip. Hola, what are we learning? So today we are doing some Blitz.js, blitzjs.com, and TypeScript, and we're building a app that I hope my family can use for the holidays to help plan a gift exchange. Like Secret Santa and White Elephant gift exchange, if you've ever heard of those. Are you from San Jose? No, I'm not, although I hang out there sometimes. Cool. Yeah, so we have these booleans now, and really that should literally be it. Let's also go over to the create form, because this participant form is used on two different pages. It's used on this edit page, and it's also used on the create page. So here we go. Here's new. Yeah, and then here's the create participant mutation. Same kind of thing. So I just pasted the two new booleans. I'm going to delete the ID. And there you go. Now I should be able to also create with that. Dart over TS. Sus. What kind of games have you built before? I have not built a lot of games. I built like a tic-tac-toe application. Really, that's it. I have not made a lot of games. Sorry to let you down. I plan to attend. I plan to buy a gift. Oh, I would like to default those to true, by the way. Let's see if IntelliSense can help me out. I think it has a default field, I think. IntelliSense did not really help me out, did it? But I think it would scream at me if I did a bad name. Yeah. So this, and the fact that it didn't scream at me, I guess it helped in that way. It's kind of like the IRS. Like, you got to tell me, but if you tell me wrong, I'll scream at you. But I'm not going to actually tell you the right thing to do in advance. And you can see it checked those boxes for me. Are you a millionaire? Not yet. Not yet. We'll get there. So I plan to attend. I plan to buy a gift. Yeah, I do. John, a.k.a. your boy. Invalid update invocation. Is attending true? Great. So the form has these booleans, but at the database level, they're not actually boolean. So I need to go to the mutation here, and I need to do a data transform. So I'll call this massage, and that's going to equal data. Okay, let's say data to keep. So we're going to split data. We're going to destructure it into two sub-objects. So over here, I'm going to split out is attending. Is attending is not in my database, right? That's really the only one. The rest of the data I will roll into something called data to keep. Then I'm going to create is massaged, which is going to be data to keep, and I will append the like RSVP thingy. What is that called? Control P, WEL, schema. Status. I think it's just status, if I'm not mistaken. Cool. So status, and then the status value, here we can use a ternary, is attempting. I need to use Prisma to help me get the enums. It's gonna, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to have a type for the enum. So how do I do this? I'm actually not sure. Okay, hold on. I'm not sure how to reference this enum. Maybe it's participant status like that. Accepted, declined. Ooh, I also had a maybe. Okay, so it can't be a Boolean after all. Sorry. No, it can. I'll just create a different ticket to support maybe. So let's make a GitHub issue. We'll do this separately. Curbool impl. This is how developers talk. Welcome to Tech Talk. Anybody familiar with Angular TypeScript? Yeah, I did Angular for years. But this is better. This is better than Angular. And not just because React is better than Angular. That's not what I'm saying. Blitz.js is better than Angular. Participant scalar field enum. Bro, look at how long that name is. And then there they are. Here are the options. This feels like this is not what this should be. Scalar field enum. What's going on? This is wrong. Participant status, participants. Okay, I think I screwed that up. Let me see if I can import this. Okay, so the participant status is already a thing. So I imported that. I will extract that line. It's getting kind of complicated, isn't it? So I can just pass it like this. That'll be easier. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. You see how the type tells me the available enum values? That's what I've been looking for. Join the Dart side. This guy is hilarious. Propertsfolio. Very funny. I need to learn this. What's the best option you have for learning? It depends what this is. If you're just talking about programming or JavaScript or TypeScript or React, in any of those cases, I would send you to Codecademy. If you're talking about Blitz.js in particular, there is no good teaching path. You can book a call through me in my bio. I will personally walk you through it. I'm not cheap. I also have open source and free curriculum. Unfortunately, I have not documented Blitz.js in particular. But their docs are pretty good. But it's not really necessarily noob friendly. But you can learn it on your own if you want to grind it out for like a couple years. And then I'm a big fan of high quality coding boot camps. Not just any coding boot camp. Go to coursereport.com, make sure that it has a good rating, lots of reviews. But there's some good ones out there. I like Flatiron, for example. I think Springboard is pretty good, maybe Coder Foundry. How's the camera moving? It's automatically. No, I'm just moving my phone around. It's really janky. Are you a hacker? I'm not a hacker. Okay, so here. So we're going to use the ternary. So accepted or declined. Oh, is it not declined? What is completed? What the what? Okay, it's having a parsing error. All right, so let me write out the ternary. Is attending, that's what it's called, right? Participant status dot defined. Cool. So right now you can see I'm forcing them to say yes or no, but in the future they should be able to say maybe. Define that decline first. Of languages you know, what's your favorite to work in? It's TypeScript. It's the one I'm using right now. That's my favorite. You look like Anonymous who's wearing Vendetta mask. Y'all funny. Okay. So here, instead of data, I'm going to pass massaged. Cool. And now I should be able to, let's see, was this the creator update page? This was the update. So now I should be able to do an update over here. Yay, it worked. You can see status accepted, is gifter true. And this is not just like in the this is not just like in my website. It actually updated the database, is what the JSON there is confirming. TypeScript is a piece of shit. Hey, are you mad, bro? Are you okay? That's like really, why are you so angry? Like, wow, that was a really aggressive comment. Is gifter true? Status accepted. Okay, so these are database level changes that we've implemented. So that's great. Let's go commit it. Will you play Xbox with me? I mean, I would love to. I don't actually have an Xbox. If you have one of those games where I can play it on PC, hit me up. What is the difference between JavaScript and TypeScript? Well, TypeScript has types. That's basically the difference. TypeScript is JavaScript with types, which is why it's super easy to learn JavaScript first and then move to TypeScript. It's like a super natural incremental learning path. So the feature here is forms, or like is attending form support. Quick reminder, if you search my name on Twitch or YouTube, you can see the full screen. How to find a job only in HTML. It's not going to happen. I don't encourage you to do that. You should learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and React. So if you know me on TikTok, my tagline is I'm the CEO of Learn React. And I tell people if they wanted to break into tech, they should learn React, not Python. The exception, of course, is if they're particularly interested in data analysis. But most people are not particularly interested in data analysis, and they don't realize that Python is going to get them into a niche. So that's why I preach that, basically. Cool, so we'll push that up. Is that TypeScript? Yes, it is. Anyone know about BitBurner on Steam? No, I don't really. Thank you for all the follows. Let's shout out Zaffy, Chaman, Mickey, Finder, Under Muffin Man. Thank you all for the follows. Why React over Python? So it's close. I mean, like they're both good ideas. I think the mental model, I think it's easier to learn React basically. I think it's easier to learn React. I think the mental model of like, what does a website do? Like even people who aren't technical understand websites. If I asked you to build a Python microservice, like you have no clue what that means, right? Unless you're already like a programmer or something. But if you're trying to break into tech, you don't have a technical background, the Python mental model is really hard. And also I think one of the most dangerous professions is a machine learning engineer or an artificial intelligence contributor or a data scientist that doesn't understand statistical theory. And so they end up blackboxing and just like optimizing things they don't know they're doing, and they throw bias everywhere, and it becomes really dangerous. So I really don't encourage people to get into data-related niches unless they have the chops, basically. So I think React is properly a lower bar, if that makes sense. What is the best resource to learn React? I would send you to Codecademy. Is this open source? Yes, it is. What's something that is easy and in demand but may not pay as well? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you work at a call center, IT support kind of thing. Maybe that's easy. Although that could be really frustrating too. So I don't really target what's easy necessarily. I'm not sure I'm the right guy to ask for that. You can work at McDonald's. But like literally, like I don't know about you, but I don't think restaurant work is particularly easy too. Like that wears me out too. So I don't know that anything is really easy. Like life's not easy. Sorry, I didn't mean to get too real. Okay, so we pushed over here and we're still failing, but I think hopefully we're failing on something different. So edit participant and is attending form support. Good to see you use visual code. Previously, front-end guys were boasting Atom. Yeah, I remember the Atom days. What was the other one? We also had Bracket. You remember Bracket? And I even use Notepad++ every now and then, but I use it for like actual notes. Like I don't really use it for coding, but back in the day I did. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the main Welephant deployment page and close the other tab because I just confused myself about which one was the right one. Here's the latest one. Let's click it. Here's the build. We're going to scroll down to the error, skipping past the yellow warnings. Here is the red error. And here we go. Yeah, so this is a different error. So this is actually progress, right? Incremental progress. Control-Shift-F, enter. VS Code found it this time. It's the same page we're already on. So they want the party ID here. So I'm going to throw a party ID in there. Party ID is not defined, but that's kind of like giving me the anchor to work backwards from how to solve this issue. Can I get a job with Python, Django? Absolutely you can. Is it hard to learn JavaScript? It requires persistence. I would say it is not difficult in terms of the intellectual demands. I think you can be intellectually average and learn to code. This is also a misconception in the industry. So the conception is you need to have a high IQ and be like a smart math person and whatever. That's all lies. No, you don't. You can be perfectly average, IQ of 100, bang on normal, and you can be a great programmer. If you are willing to be persistent and stick with it, because there is a learning curve. So it's not easy in that regard. But I assure you, like, there's plenty of incentive to help you overcome the difficulty, because once you do it, people are going to be like throwing money at you. So I would encourage you to head down it. It's also useful in your own personal life, even outside of work. At least for me, it's been. I'm in a dilemma whether I want to be a video editor or a programmer. What should I do? I encourage everyone to try coding. I go for the 3 strikes and you're out kind of strategy. So I say start out learning React, and if you don't like React, does that mean that you shouldn't code? No. It could just be that you hate React. So I say that you should give programming 3 tries. So first of all, try React. If you hate it, take a break, take a few months off. Maybe that's when you go try the video editing thing. And then come back around, maybe try Python next. So, and I would give it one more, try after that. But if you've tried it 3 times and you just don't like it, then yeah, move on. So that's how I would suggest that you figure out which one to stick with, is just try them both. Try them both. That's what I'm going to encourage you. Assembly or death? I choose death. Thank you for the rose. Jonathan, thanks for the follow. Class Object, thanks for the follow. Great name. Are you a full stack coder? Yes. C'est la vie, nice name. 3rd try is Dart. Okay, yeah, prop for full. I'll give you that. Actually, legit. I think for your 3rd try, trying mobile development is a good idea, probably. I'll stick that out there. I'll say give web development a shot. And for your 2nd or 3rd, give mobile a shot, and then give Python a shot is the other one I do. What do you do with Python? You can try back-end development, or you might try even data analysis. But again, if you're going to do data analysis, please study actual statistics. Like, don't just be one of these coders that doesn't actually know how to do the analytical portion. That's pretty dangerous. How do you handle authentication? Such a good question, so complicated. I'm going to take the easy answer and say Blitz handles it for you. But like, I can do a whole episode on authentication, right? Let's get back to coding. So I solved the party over here in this scope. I'm going to grab this out. Oh, use param. I knew it. I knew there was a way to do that. What did I say? I said use. I think I did use param wrong in the past. Let me try this. Can I do use param right here for party ID, participant ID, party ID? And then I don't need these two, I think. Party ID is a number. It's saying it could be undefined. I don't want it to be undefined. Why are you saying undefined, man? You can just give me NaN. Why would you hurt me like that? Okay, I guess I'm not going to do the use param after all. But that's good to keep in mind that I can do that and potentially save some lines of code. But it doesn't actually solve the problem fully in my use case. Okay, so I'm going to grab these, cut these out. What just happened? Cut these out. And then I'll pass them from a level above. So I'm going to define them here. Why am I doing this? Because the level above needs the party ID, basically. So now that it's here, that solves this problem, and I can also pass it. You see how I'm passing it, and it's saying, oh no, I'm not aware that you're allowed to pass it. Well, I am now telling you that I can do that. And there, I've provided the type definition as well. Does that make sense? This is passing props in React, by the way. We call this passing props. My next target, TypeScript. Awesome. A degree is almost required. No, it's not. 50% of US software developers do not have a degree. If you're in the United States, a degree is not required. I don't know where you're from, but like about half of my audience is in the United States. So please do not take away the message that you need a degree. You totally don't. You don't need a degree at all. Forget about a CS degree. You don't need a degree at all. Is it Python? Nope, this is TypeScript. 15 or 50, 5-0, 5-0. Here. What percent of, let's see, 60% of computer programmers earn that degree. I don't want to look at the race stuff right now. Yeah, here you go. So I said 50, yes, I was rounding, technically 60, fine, whatever. Oh no, this is percent with any kind of a degree. Like a degree in any field have these percents. That's kind of confusing. That's a confusing statistic. So I'm not actually even sure that's true. Yeah. Here you go. About 49% of developers entering the workforce now have an undergraduate CS degree. This is true. Now, more than 50% of developers are going to have some kind of a degree. I think of the remaining 50%, it's about 50-50 again, and I think that's why it's confusing. It might be 60-40. So having some kind of a degree is a significant boost, but it's not required. It's from 2017. Yeah, these statistics are stable. I know, like, source, trust me, bro. I don't want to make this episode all about that, but like these statistics are stable. Okay, so let's go back. We'll find another one here. Let's see if I can find over time. By the way, there's a thing called a null hypothesis. If I demonstrate it for 2017, you need to provide alternative data if you're going to say it's different today. See, here's why it's a little tricky. If you survey developers, like at any stage in their career, junior, senior, like they're currently working at any stage, you get like 60%. But if you look at the ones who are landing a job, especially like the junior role, you get like 50%. I actually don't think it's a very important difference. Computer science degrees have declined 21% since 2003. So somebody was asking for trend data. The trend is that computer science degrees are less necessary today than they were in the past, not that they are more necessary. From experience, it will be hard without a degree. Yeah, it might be hard. It might be hard. That's fair. Yeah, I don't mean to say that it's easy. I just mean to say that it's not required. Okay, that was a fun tangent. Let's get back to coding, eh? That doesn't mean 21% more programmers without the degree. That's not what I was saying. Like, I didn't say that. I said the trend is that it is less required. The trend is that it is less required, which is consistent with this information. I'm not saying it's, okay, yeah. Please don't misquote me. You're just making yourself look bad. Okay. All right, so we have the party ID over here. And I think that's the main thing. You know, I could have saved a line. Here, this is string or undefined. I could use the use params. That might be preferable. Let's go for the use params. I'll call this party ID maybe, because it's possibly undefined. I don't, let's see. Did I get it? Oh, it's used param. Okay, I think that's why I got it wrong in the past. I think I'm using use param instead of use params. Do I have to be good at math? No, you do not. That is another toxic stereotype. The fact that they teach calculus in CS degrees is wild because like we never use calculus. Okay, so here's party ID maybe, and then here I can simply say party ID maybe or Yeah, right? I can just say, okay, it wants me to give it for that. No? I could say toString. Possibly undefined. So does undefined not have a toString? Ah, I thought undefined had a toString method. Let's see. I guess I could just read it out as a string. Is that the smartest thing to do? Let's just read it out as a string. So here I'll say spartyid and use basically the same strategy, but I don't need to use the router query thing now. So it saves me a line. I guess that's cool. And then I need to bring the router back here because it was being used right there. Okay. Cool. This is nice. I might need to adopt this in other places. So this is a type fix, I believe. Or no, it's a routing syntax fix. Show the website. All right. So here is the, I'll show you the production one. So here's production. You can go there right now if you want to, welephant.vercel.app. And you can sign up, you can log in, create a new website. And then here is my local host. You can see this has changed a little bit. What language are you using? TypeScript. For game dev, do I need to learn OpenGL? I don't know. I don't know much about game dev, sorry. I don't like SQL. Yeah, I really don't like SQL too much either. Hey, thanks for all of the likes. We got about 3,000 likes, over 300 people. If you search my name on YouTube or Twitch, you can see the full screen. And this is part 12 in a series. And the playlist on YouTube has all the prior videos as well. Cool, so here is the latest. This yellow dot means the build is in progress on Vercel. Which is better, back end or front end? The answer is, My knee-jerk reaction is to say neither. However, you can build a front-end only application that benefits users. You cannot build a back-end only application that benefits users. Unless you're doing like an API as a service. So I would say that neither is inherently more important. Sorry. I don't have an answer for you. I do think front end is easier to learn if you don't have a technical background, but I don't think that makes it better in general. So look, this build, it says ready this time. Why are you rendering JSON data on the site? The answer is that is a default feature of the Blitz framework. Whenever you create a new entity, it will blurt out the JSON. Now, to your point, I should eventually go delete that at some point, but at the moment, it's been helpful. Angular or REST, what's easier? I guess Angular is easier, I guess. That would be a subgroup of Angular, because to really know Angular, you're going to want to know Angular with REST. Also, I think you might have meant to say React, Angular or React. And I would suggest that you learn React. Did you go through university or are you self-taught? The answer is both. So I do not have a computer science background. I have a background in economics, and I have a PhD in economics, so I went through quite a bit of university, but not for computer science. Have you used Rust? Rust is fantastic, yeah. Web dev or app dev? Well, you can have a web application, so it's not A or B. Good questions. Thanks for being here, y'all. What backend do you use? I mean, my day job, I work in Python most of the time, and then sometimes Rails, but in this application, we're using TypeScript. Why React? It's more of a component library versus Angular, which is a complete framework. That's exactly why React. So learning a complete framework is more work. There's more to learn. It has a larger learning curve. Also, React is not a component library. React is a rendering library. If you want a component library, you should use like Material UI or something like that. How often do you code? Like probably 5.5 days a week on average. No love for Flutter. Flutter's mid. Sorry to break it to you. Do you have a Python tutorial on YouTube? I might have one, maybe. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I have a lot of Python videos on YouTube, but I'm doing data analysis. And I don't know that they're really teaching videos, except insofar as they're teaching you how to write an academic paper, which is, I don't think that's actually what you want to do. Okay, so you can see the green check mark. So we got the build to pass this time. So let's merge. Let's merge the pull request. Before we merge it, I want to update the description. Let's see. Yeah, I want to mark which ones it closes. Support maybe status, it won't close that. Upload, download, won't close that. Actually email the invite, won't close that. Exec assignment, doesn't close. Party model enhancement, yep. RSVP, yep. Generic censored user query. Nope. Admin double confirm, party entity, yep. Party assignment date scheduling feature, nope. Wishlist items details fix. This is a duplicate, but I'll leave that open for now. Invite feature. Basically, yes. Events entity, yes. Make not off page convenient. Oh, that's not fixed. Okay, cool. How long have you been coding? About 10 years. Golang or Rust? Okay, you can't ask me a question like that. They're both fantastic. Golang and Rust are both fantastic. Sorry, I'm not going to pick one. By the way, if you want to learn to code, don't start with Golang or Rust. They are not beginner-friendly languages. But for advanced developers, they are fantastic. What age did you start coding? I think like 23. I was in my 20s when I started coding. Leak code is bad or good? Both. The answer is both. Thoughts on Vue.js? It's mid. Vue.js is mid. It's Go, not Golang. Nope, you are wrong. We call it both. If you're a developer, if you're like talking about Go with a developer and they call it Golang, you don't correct them. We use both terms. How long did it take me to land a job? About a year. But I'll tell you, you could land a job coding faster if you have someone who knows what they're doing by your side, or like a talented boot camp or something. What do you think about React TypeScript? I think it's great. It's what I'm using right now. Okay, so here's my, so this is 5, 6, 16. I'm not going to remember all these. So we're going to use close the syntax. So this is going to say close this 5, close this 6, close this 16. By the way, in commercial setting, you don't, this is like a way too big of a pull request. 30 files and like closing multiple issues in the same pull request is a bad practice. This is only because I'm doing like hobby development by myself. Close this 18. These should all be separate pull requests in theory. Close this 24, close this 25. Cool. Okay, so we'll update that comment. You can see GitHub recognizes and links them. Is it too late for me to learn coding? I'm 26. It is absolutely not too late. It is absolutely not too late. And you can see GitHub creates this reference, and it knows that it's open. Cool, so let's merge. Cool, and so we merged our feature branch. Cutoff is 23, sorry. That's so brutal. That is so brutal. Getting into Python for networking automation and Ansible too. Drinking from a fire hose. Are you trans, brah? I'm not trans. Have fun with Ansible. I mean, Ansible is kind of cool. I don't think it's really beginner friendly, but if you're already a developer and then you're going into the DevOps route, it's pretty cool. Cool, you can see this got closed. These got closed automatically, and that is the reason that I used the comment here. So this is like a nice thing GitHub does for us. It's kind of a developer convenience type of thing. So it got merged in, and it knows to close the others. So now I can go to my issues, watch it go from 19 down. So now it's at 14. That's great, right? So here's the repo homepage. Can you explain how to show navbar and sidebar in all components pages? Yeah, actually I need to do that myself. I have a navbar user story basically. So how I would implement that, I'm not gonna do it right now, but stay tuned and follow the channel, and we'll do that in a different stream because I need to do that. But basically you would edit the pages. So here, you can see I have user info right here. This is a JSX element. Yeah, default home. You see home is a blitz page. Basically, I would do this. I would make this a customized page. And this would return, instead of returning layout, I would return customized page. And otherwise it would be the same, and then I would have this component, and inside of it, at the top, it would have a nav. And that's how it would get generically reused on all the pages. Does that make sense? Would love to stay in support, but coding music kicking in full gear. See you later, thanks for being here. Which language is TSX? It is TypeScript. Thank you for all the likes. We have about 4,000 likes at this point. Okay, so I undo that, close this. Wow, I got it, thank you. You're so welcome. It was a good question. Okay, so what I want to do is actually get to assignment. By the way, you can see these latest builds are green, so you should be able to go to Vercel.welephant.app, and you can see the new, you can sign up and stuff if you want to. You can get rid of return statement. Yep, that's true. I didn't actually write it. It was generated by default. But yeah, actually in this particular case you need it, but in the home page on the other page, you're right. You could have gotten rid of it, yeah. I think that's actually the reason they just put it there by default, is because it's hard for the code generator to know ahead of time which conditions you can collapse it. So they just put it there every time. It's just easier. But I think if you could go add the logic into the Blitz framework, they would accept your pull request. So what do we want to do now? We want to go to parties. I'm going to go to John's party. Whoa, John's cool party. We're going to view participants in this event. We're going to create a participant. Let's. Who wants to be in the party? This is obviously just for development, kind of fakey purposes. So I'm going to go in on 999. That was one person who was talking here. We'll create that participant. Oh no, this failed. Why did this fail? Okay, I think I need to fix the mutation here. So here is the mutation. Right, so here's the Update participant mutation, we massaged the status, so we got the massaged data. We never massaged the data for the create use case, so we need to do that. So let's basically just like copy, intelligently copy and paste. Okay, I added 3 lines. This is the step we're eventually going to keep. We don't have ID. So basically, we are going to get rid of that and put this here. Okay. So that has data to keep and also the massage status. Let's import the participant status type. Okay, this is looking good. This part, this is called input rather than data over here. And so I split out attending and I keep the rest of it. Looks good to me. Control S, it auto formats it, pops it up to the top. Sergey, all right, we'll add Sergey as well. Okay, so let's see if that fixed it. So we got Anon 999, boom. Cool, that fixed it, right? View other participants, create another participant, we'll go Sergey. Give me 3 other names if you don't mind. 3 other names. What lib die USW for the mutations and data fetches? Matt and Amr. I think you mean what library do you use for the mutations and data fetchers? The answer is that I use Blitz RPC, which is part of the Blitz framework. This is similar to TRPC, but it's not the same thing. Good question. All right, so we got Amr, Matt, Manny. Amr, Matt, Manny. Those are going to be the other 3. Thanks. So Amr, let's say Amr says I don't want to attend. Ooh, look at that. It's a good thing we tested it. It's forcing it into true. What the whaty? So let me go to the edit participants, right? The form. Here's the participant form. And here I said default is true. And it's kind of biting me. Checked. So I don't want this to be permanently true. I just want this to be by default. Yeah, so this is a bad implementation. So how can I fix this? React, I think this is going to be a React hook form thing. Let's check it out. React hook form, default value. You have to use state and set it to default by true. Yeah, I think that's probably right. What backend are you using ORM? I'm using Prisma. You can do TikTok desktop. Yeah, but I'm also multi-streaming to Twitch and YouTube. By the way, if you want to see the full screen, go over to Twitch or YouTube. I'm a first-year uni student. Any tips for learning object-oriented code? I have a lot of tips for learning object-oriented code, but I don't know that any of them will help you with your uni projects. So my tip would be start with the front end, learn types first. So go JavaScript and then TypeScript, then learn REST, then learn MVC. And I think once you get to MVC, on the back end, you'll realize that for MVC on the back end, OOP makes a lot of sense. That's where it fits really well. And in particular with Java it is a natural fit with something like Spring Boot. That is the pathway that I would suggest to learning object-oriented. We could probably come up with a pathway for Python too. Python also, not Python 2. I just don't know that OOP makes a lot of sense on the back end in TypeScript. I know you can do it in SJS and all, but like, I don't actually think it's a good idea. So that's the path I'd recommend you take. Is I would say go OOP the Java way, and if it's hard for you to like think through, then I would try to get a grip on MVC first and add the OOP part second, if that makes sense. Okay, so initial or default values. Here we go. This is what I need. So somebody suggested to use useState. That's true. I could do that, but this is like basically better given the libraries that I'm using. This is like a simpler way. So default value. So the question is, where do I put this? So here's the forward ref. Use form context. I think it's going to be here. Expected 0 arguments, but got 1. Okay, so it's going to use the form provider. Okay, so do I need to put the default values in the form provider? All right, so here is the form. Yep, okay, so here's a form component. This is a app local component. It is not a library component. And then somewhere in this goobity gok should be the context. Is backend easier? No, I don't think so. Learning OOP, you can always head over to dartpad.dev. Shout out to our friend over here. How can I learn from you? Book a call through me through my TikTok bio, laterally.io, laterally.io. Or you just like send me a direct message, we'll figure it out. And if you can't, send me a DM on TikTok, you can go over to Twitter. I'm all over the social medias. Okay, there's disabled, form is submitting, class set form error. Default values, this one. Okay, so it's already supported. I don't even have to implement it. It's already supported over here. I guess I need to do, so I could put it there. Here. I could put it there, I'm just gonna comment like that. I could put it there, but it also seems that I could put it here. Yeah, see, I could put it here. That seems like the better, is it better? That's interesting, right? So what this is enabling is I could have different default values on my create user page versus my update user page. That's an interesting proposition. It's really cool they support that. But in my use case for participant manipulation, I don't think it's going to vary. So I think I can just set it right here. And so what am I going to set right here? What I want to set right here is attending true. Why are you doing me like that? Let me see, I'm going to close others close to the right. I wonder if the type is flowing in from this context, and that's why that's happening. TikTok Live is ahead by 2 sentences. Just so cool when streaming from both platforms. Thanks for being here. Good to see you over there. Wrap it another time in curly braces to create the object. Okay, let's try that. That could be it. Hey, that's pretty cool. Feels close. But you see the type there? It says it's not assignable to a deep partial type of S. And if we see that S is flowing in as a prop from participant form. So this is what I'm looking into. I'm wondering if this participants, see, I think it's this. And this makes sense. It's setting the default values to whatever the current values are. That totally makes sense. Particularly given the fact that here it's passing it in, I don't know that I want to override that. So I'm going to reverse my decision over here. Reverse. So we're going to leave this as is, and I'm going to override it over here. And this is good because I do want my update form to use the current values, and I do want my create form to be the one that says yes, RSVP by default, yes, gift giver by default. But if they say no, I want to persist that no. So yeah, look, Blitz is like helping me be a better developer. I'm loving this. They're making decisions for me, and they're making the right decisions. So where do I do the, here's the initial values. I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to add this here. And I'm just going to say, is attending true? Is gifter true? Property on submit is missing in type. Property on submit is missing in type. Oh, why is the layouts mad over here? Why did the layout tag get mad? That was kind of goofy, right? Let's see. It's an actual participant. This is definitely an any. Got it. Okay, so this is initial values are a partial. Oh, yeah, that was it. Initial values are a partial participant. Values are a participant. I could say it's like a, look, it's an any. That's fine. I could make it a participant, but I think it's fine. Do I have participant already imported here? Oh, use parameters extra. On that line, you have an extra curly break. Good catch, Utu, you got it. Cujo also got it. Yeah, it seems like a few of y'all. Should I master JS before jumping to TS just to know JS basics? The answer is yes. The answer is yes. Thanks for all the follows. Okay, now let's go do a test. We'll go back here, close this. Great. So we go to the list of parties, right? John's coding party. We have, let's view the, and I think it's time we can get rid of this, right? So let's go to the parties details page. Up here at the top, we have the party.id. We're going to switch that for party.name. And then here is where we blob the, yeah. That's the page title, and then here's the H1, and then here's where we blob the JSON, so we'll get rid of that. So now we can see it's John, party John's coding party. Is it that hard to learn coding? It takes persistence. It takes hard work. It's not hard in the sense of like you're not going to be able to figure it out. If you're beating your head against a wall, go take a nap and try it again tomorrow. It's just you need to be able to dedicate like depending on your learning style. And that's the other thing. You might need to try a few different learning styles. You might run into a learning style that doesn't work for you. You might need to switch it up. And it might take you. Some people it might take a year to learn to code. Other people it might take 2 or 3 months. It depends a lot on you, and it depends on your situation, learning styles. There's a lot of study tips I could give you. Basically, it amounts to fail fast and try different things and find what works for you. If you are trying to do it like the one way that this guy said, that some person told you, it might not work for you, and you might be beating your head against a wall. So try a bunch of different things until you find what works for you. And then, look, coding's not for everybody. I encourage most people to, I encourage basically everyone to give it a shot. But once you give it a shot, if you have tried for a year, you've tried different learning styles, different programming languages, like it just might not be your thing. Or you might actually be good at coding and then realize that you hate it. So it might not be your thing in that sense. You making an API, there's an API in here, but that's not the main thing. Yeah, patience. Beckham got it. It's all about patience. Look, I'm a senior developer, and literally the hardest part of coding for me today is still patience. Like, yeah, that's it. That's the main thing. So we got John, we got Anon, Sergey. I think we talked about we wanted Matt. We wanted a Matt in here. Let's create Matt. Let me get 2 other names. I can't remember. Oh, we need to fix that default. Right, so we implemented a new default strategy. We did not disable the prior default strategy. So let's disable the prior default strategy. Okay, disabling that. We're going to go over here. And I'm going to actually de-implement it at this level. I'm going to de-implement it at this level. Let's give a quick glance around our other people that are using this field. Whoa, oops. I think I just broke a lot of things, my bad. I don't love software development, but I'm okay because it pays better than average. Exactly. Just join. What's your go-to framework? Blitz.js, blitzjs.com. blitzjs.com. Cool. Have you checked out Next.js 13? It's really cool, right? I know a bit about it. I saw some of the videos, but I haven't seen like all the things. It's going to be like I'm super stoked for it. And Blitz.js should continue to support all of those features and inherit all those features. Okay, so I can finally check and uncheck these bad boys. So we got Matt. Matt doesn't want to attend. This is funny, right? He says, I'm not going to attend, but I will buy a gift. Eventually, I should implement some validation in there. I'll make a little issue. What language is this? TypeScript. Can I get one more name, please? One more name. Who's going to the party? One more name. Is there any method to solve unauthorized cookies when using webhook and React? Maybe. Eshwar and Amr and Tony. All right, those are the last 3. Eshwar is going, but he doesn't want to buy a gift. I don't know if that's, okay. Tony, we'll do both of these. And then Amr. Oh, and I misspelled Eshwar, so let's use that edit feature. E. Eshwar with an E. So here we're on the edit page. Eshwar with an E. Boom. Okay. Eshwar Tony, and the other was Amr. Amr. So here's Amr. And yeah, Amr is going to attend, but not going to buy a gift. Okay, great. So we have all these combinations. Now I'll go to the event details. Let's edit the event details. I want notes. The notes need to show up. Need to show. Okay, party, John's coding party. So this is the parties/ID. Here is the close others. Here's the party ID. And then we'll do party notes. Let's do kind of like an H3 kind of thing. Let's do some emojis. Notepad emoji. Some notes for this party. Ta-da emoji. Don't emojis just make things fun? Some notes for this party. Now I only want to show this if party.notes. So yes, if the answer is yes, I'm going to use a React fragment here. You see this, there's no tag name, this anon tag, that is called a React fragment. And then otherwise, null. So that is a ternary syntax if this is true. And if it's truthy, so they're not just notes, but there are a non-empty string note, then I'll render this block, otherwise I'm going to render null. And what is the block going to include? Well, that's going to include the party notes. Why did we use the fragment here? Because this is a single node, N-O-D-E, a single DOM tree node. So it needs to be a single. I can't put two there. Look, if I try to put two there, it'll scream at me. It'll say, you can't do that. It must have one parent element. So that's why we use this wrapper anon tag, which is a JSX element. Looks like VS Code Bobby, he guessed it. Thanks for the likes, over 5,000 likes. I'm loving it. Over 200 people here. If you search my name on YouTube or Twitch, you can see the whole screen. And I'm streaming to multiple platforms, so you can go over there right now. Ternaries are neat until someone starts chaining and nesting them. Yeah, nested ternaries are definitely a code smell, aren't they? Good call. Who is this? Animate Dream. Good call. I gave you a follow. Do you use prettier every day? Const pumpkin equals pumpkin. Major win alert. Okay, so some notes for the party. So let's see if that works. Yeah, see? John's coding party, some notes for the party. I have notes need to show. Let's edit, and let's say Bobby's don't spend more than 5K on a gift for this party. Also, Jimmy's fat kid is also attending, so please bring him a cupcake as well. Thank you very much. All right. Yeah. Don't spend more than 5K on a gift for this party. Also, Jimmy's fat kid is coming. All right, cool. Why aren't you using TypeScript? For sure I am. That's a standard diss. H1 sent. We love the H1. Okay, all these people are coming, right? So let me push a commit because this was cool, and then we'll do the last feature of today, which is the gift assignment. So what is this? This is fix checkbox defaulting. And better notes. I actually want to flip this and make the notes the feature. So I'm going to say feature better party notes and fix default checkbox. So whenever, like if I have a commit that has a fix and a feature, I usually commit the feature because it's like basically cooler. It's like kind of like a strategic messaging kind of thing. All right, so we'll commit all these. I'm going to commit here on the command line so that I can pass the no verify flag. So I'll skip my Husky hooks because I ain't got time for that. Which keyboard are you using? It's like a razor. Can you see that? RGB and all that. It's really fun. I like it a lot. Tailwind makes CSS super easy. I like it a lot. Cool. Does your Discord server have CV resume advice channel? It doesn't, but like you can join on the Discord and like ask me about your resume. You just ask me about it. It's kind of like a low volume server. So I don't have a bunch of like specialized channels underneath. Oh, I misspelled push. My bad. Thank you, dude. I'll join. Awesome. That's great news. Cool. So now I want to do assignment. So we're going to go view event details. Under edit, I'm going to want to have a, so there's an edit button, a delete button. By the way, why is one a button and one's a link? Edit, 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 edit. So here's link edit, and then here is delete button. This is very strange to me. Okay. Because the delete does not automatically work in send you, it has a double confirm. So that's the reason, because it has an on click. That's the reason they picked a button. In the use case that I'm doing, I want to do the assignment. So I would like to have a button. I'd like to have a button. Randomly assign gifters. Okay, so that's what we want to do next. Style components is great. What is your occupation? I'm a programmer. What language is that? TypeScript. Thank you for all the likes. I think we're going to hit 10K, y'all. This is great. Let's go for 10K, huh? Quick reminder, if you search my name on YouTube or Twitch, you can see the whole screen. Also, on YouTube, I have all of the prior videos of coding as well. This is like part 12 in a series. I'm noticing a console.log statement on the party ID. Something is weird about the search here. Like it finds it right here. I don't know. Anyway, it found it right here. This is the one. This is the one I wanted to delete. Maybe bugged out. John, what do you do for a merge conflict? Oh gosh, there's strategies there. I don't want to get into that though. If you're like, feel free to give me a call if you want to talk about it. One thing I like to do is a cleaned staging branch. You can also just go line by line. You can rebase. Like, there's a bunch of different things you could do. I like a clean staging branch pattern though. Okay, so here, randomly assigned gifters. And we do not want it to push a delete party mutation. We want it to do a assign party gifters mutation. Assign gifters mutation. Okay, and then here is the, do we need to change routes? We don't even need to change routes. So I'll get rid of that. On this page, it should say whether gifters have already been assigned. Okay, so here by the nodes, let's say I'm sure his teammates love the mechanical keyboard. Oh, I don't use this computer for work. Great separation of concerns. John, use Tailwind. Maybe eventually. Asp.NET, no, this is TypeScript. I get that the application looks terrible right now. I get that. It's just not my top priority. I want to make it work first. Have gifters already been assigned? No. Right? So that's great. Who are you assigned? Like, and the answer is going to be no one. I'll just put LOL. Let's go ahead and make that an underlined span. Well, that doesn't look good either. Let's do like this. Do it that way. 10K likes. All right, we made it. Thank you so much. That's great. Okay. Have gifters already been assigned? No, randomly assigned gifters. Okay. So now we have this assigned gifters mutation, but it doesn't exist. So we need to create it. Assign genders mutation. Assign, wouldn't that be something? Assign gifters mutation. Okay. Assign gifters mutation, assign gifters. We're basically copying the delete party pattern, but we're going to edit it. Okay. So we go over to this delete party page. I'm going to copy the whole mutation right here. Now I'm going to go over here and create a new mutation file. This is assign gifters. And I could say like assign gifters within party, just to have the party postfix. Let's do that. Assign gifters within party.ts. Okay. So here, this will be assign gifters within party. And we'll leave it like that. At this point, it can become assign gifters mutation. Thank you for the rose. COD, Olumide. You should use duplicate instead of copy pasting. Mutation is like Ninja Turtles, secret of the ooze. I don't. Some of these comments, I'm just like, what? Okay, cool. So over here, to do, make sure you're an admin or event creator or otherwise perms good to go. And I'll give that a ref on, I have a GitHub issue for this already. Yeah, ref 17. And then I'll also mention this file by name over here. Okay. So we're not going to do that now, but we're tracking that we need to do it. This is how grinder code is created. Golly. Why not use a util file and keep all those mutation functions in it? Because it would get huge, and it would be merging concerns. That's not portable. So check this out. If I have parties, and I have a different application, the application is totally different, but I still want to support the parties entity, I can drag this folder and drop it in the other application, and I get the compute components, the mutations, the queries. So this is a portable entity. That's why we like feature-based folder names. Same with wish lists. Like, what if I have another application that has no parties, but it still has wish lists? So I want to be able to drag this over and just literally copy that code. We call that portability. Yeah, this is VS Code. Okay, so right now it does a delete many. That doesn't feel good. I'm going to comment that just so we don't actually ever do that, because that would be bad. Return party. Okay, do I need to return the party? Okay, maybe. Can I say select? I say find unique. Say find unique. So it's just selecting the party. That's fine. Now I want to say const gifters is await db.participant. Oh, and you know what I can do? I can do find unique, and I can include on it. Let's see if I can include. So we'll do a party include. Do you have any video about how you structure your folders and files? Blitz.js takes care of it for you. If you just make a Blitz.js application, or you can read the Next.js docs, they are already opinionated, so you don't have to figure out a folder nesting strategy. Cannot find name party include. Okay, so I need to put the Prisma prefix there. And now we can see the type flows through because it's within the Prisma namespace. Is there any way to manage all project API in one file? Sure, if you have a single endpoint, you can do that. Otherwise, I wouldn't recommend it. So I want to include participants. If I can spell participants. True. So we're going to say include participants. However, I would rather use a where clause if I might. Oh, the creator. Include the creator. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we'll include the creator, and we will have find many args. Participant find many args. So this will be participants where clause. Is that how you spell clause? I don't actually know. Let's do participant where. It looked like I was like saying Santa Claus or something. Do you do Angular too? In the past I did. What language are you using right now? TypeScript. I think it's Fortran, it's TypeScript. Okay, so this will be a participants where, and here I want to select, and so this is the where, participant where input. Is this Python? Nope, it's TypeScript. What's this project? It's Welephant, Welephant. You can check it on GitHub. It's a party planning tool. So people make different wish lists, and then you get assigned to buy gifts for the other people, basically. Okay, so we just call it participants. We use a shorthand like that. Oh no, we can't. That's the this should be the participants participants inclusion, or participants include args. Participants include args. I think that makes sense. And we're going to say where you're in this party, yes, but also where you have is gifter. HIJKLNOP, and then so party ID. So I think that is the I think this is what we want, where is gifter and party ID. That's basically it. Awesome. Okay, so let's console.log. see if we're getting the things. And here we will basically log the party. And then I'll also throw a debugger in here, just for kicks. I want to know how to define the gifters specifically. Cool. So randomly assign gifters. Boom. Well, that's not good. This will be deleted. Why is it saying this will be deleted? It should not say that. Did I not clean that code up? Okay, so we got the creator right here. So we got the party, and then party.creator and party.participants. Okay, so creator does not exist, but it does though, Party. Okay, hold on. I think I did that wrong. So here's party. So let's do const creator, participants, party. So this is, we'll call that a super party. It's like a party with other stuff. Okay, so the party is included on the super party. Participants does not exist on type party and something or null. So I will just do, I'll make my own type super party. Which is null or party and creator, which is a user, and participants, which is a participant array. So let's update the imports here. Okay. So we have a super party. Oh no, what just happened there? That was kind of gross. So what are you doing? I'm making a tool to help plan parties, basically. Currently in a boot camp for full stack development, we're working with SQL and Python. Cool. Indeed, very similar to PHP though. VS Code is fun to use. I like VS Code. What language? This is TypeScript. Let's do a sad face emoji. Emojis always make things better. Even sob emojis can make things better. Cool. So the type went through. The only thing is that this part is mad. Party and object or null is not assignable to type super party. Haha, checkmate. Checkmate. I just coerced it like that. Someone wants to go live, but bro is trying to find Victoria's Secret. What? Music choice while coding. I'm all over the map. Like sometimes it's rap, sometimes it's rock. I definitely listen to like chill music, like electronica instrumentals and stuff as well. And then I also listen to like videos and podcasts as well. Okay, so here we got the creator. If not, so let me also get CTX in here. So we're gonna do a bit of that validation right now. So if the user ID is not the creator.id, we're going to throw a new error. Throw a new error. User not authorized to edit this party. So that's a number, and that's a number. What? Oh, oops. I meant to do that. Cool. So user not authorized to edit this party. So now let's do some more logging. Boom. All right, so these are the participants. User has no editing rights. Yep, I like that. I'll just say user operation not authorized. User operation not authorized. How about that? Now let's need the static X. That's pretty cool. What does that mean for the super party type? Party and creator user. That's the type. So what makes it a super party? It's more than a party. It's a party and other stuff. It's a superset of the party type. So this is the actual type. You can see it includes a party, but it also includes the creator of the party and the participants. So that's why it's a super party type. What programming language is that? This is TypeScript. Center, thank you for the rose. Okay, so here are the participants, and then it went through, so the ID comparison succeeded. The ID comparison succeeded. Party details look good to me. So now we're down to participants, and what I need to assure is that these are only the gifters. Is gifter true? Is gifter true? Is gifter true? Is gifter true? All right. So it is filtering on gifters. However, notice I have someone in status declined. So I also want to add that. So let's add status. And we only want to do the people who accepted. So what is it? Participant status. So let's import that. Cool. We'll try this one more time, and I expect that Matt does not show up. That's what I'm expecting. Boom. In what context would a party exist without a creator? In no context would that be the case. That's not the point of this. The point of this is not to check whether it has a creator. The point of this is to ensure that the person doing the operation is the creator. Now you might be asking about this, and that is just a matter of the entity itself. So every party has a creator, but those are two different objects, right? So the party has a user ID. The party has a user ID. It doesn't have the whole creator object on there. So when I do this party include, it's actually appending the user object, not just the user ID. It's appending the user object under the party. So that's like another reason that we need to do this. This is a user object. It's not just a user ID. You see, the party already has a user ID on it. Cyber something says, I'm a Python developer. Cool. Here, I'll give you a follow. We love to see developers out here. I'm curious why the party type doesn't have a creator ID on it. Yeah. It has a user ID, and the user ID is the creator ID. It could be more clearly named. I agree with you. So here's the party. The party has a single user ID, and this is yeah, I don't know that I even want to leave a comment there. Is there a to-do in here? Yeah. So I left some comments in this file, but then when I synced the schema from Supabase, it wiped out the comments. This could be renamed to creator ID. I'm with it. But the creator, you see right here, that's the dealio. So we already have the relation well defined. Anyway, why not just compare party.userid? Ooh, let's see. Oh, you're 1,000% right on that. Yeah, no, this is not a necessary inclusion. So let's get rid of that. Thank you very much, Topo. Are you using the attached creator anywhere else? No, I'm not. So that's a good call out. So we'll just include the participants. And then here, I can use the party dot. Do I have creator? Yeah, no, I don't. I have party.userid. And then here I can get rid of this. Thank you very much. That was a great idea. Cool. Is it one-to-many between user and party? Yes. Actually, no. So to be technical, it's one-to-many party on user. It's many-to-many user on. It's many-to-one user on party. So a user can be associated with many parties, but a party is only directly associated to one user. Does that make sense? What language is that? TypeScript. So just to make it clear, if I go over to users, a user has many parties, but a party only has one user. Does that make sense? And within each party, the user can be mentioned one time or 0 times, yeah. All right, so here's the super party. We have these, we did this, and now let's go click the button. So we click the button, boom. Randomly assign gifters, and we want to make sure that Matt is gone. So it's accepted, it's true, accepted, true, and the right party ID. Party ID accepted, true. We're good. So there's 3 gifters. All right. So these are the gifters. Now, how do I say, like, okay, who's gifting who? I guess I should randomize it, right? And there's 3 people here. Yeah. This would be O of N, like, in theory, we could do a one-shot, but how can I do a one-shot that is, like, kind of random? I can do a seed, like a cipher, basically, like a, yeah, we could do a seeded kind of thing. So we'll do a seeded ID, take their ID and multiply it by the seed. And then do a mod operation. I guess that's like a pseudo random one pass. Yeah, we'll do that. I was just gonna say randomize it. Assigning each would have been blah. Available to hire? Not really. I mean, if it's light work, I can do a side project maybe. But like I'm fully employed. Thank you for the black cat to Nippon. Thank you. Yo, can you do my assignments? Probably not. Man, I've got a weird problem. My cookies aren't being set in Chrome from Express, only in Insomnia. Check the link in my bio if you want to pair on it. I can help you out. Send a receiver and then rotate. Ooh, that's a good strategy. I'm going to do the seeded pseudo-random here, though. So this is still O of N. It's O of N either way. So it actually doesn't matter. I can just loop through them and just randomly assign. Yeah. Okay, so we'll do const available, like to be assigned. Participants to assign is going to be a shallow copy of participants. Maybe it should be a deep copy? I don't know. We'll see. Well, if I move left to right, yeah, that's the thing. I could be doing like random over and over and over. That's why I wanted to do the seeded random, right? To keep it at O of N. Yeah. Okay. Participants to assign. Let's see. Let's see if this works. Okay, so we have our for loop. Okay, so here's cur. And so I don't even know if I have the property. Like, what would the property be here? Buying for. Assigned is assigned to. User ID. User ID to shop for. User ID to shop for. Yeah, I think that's right, isn't it? User ID to gift. And I'll just put it at 0 for now. I need to go update my schema. Okay. So here's the user ID. This is the participant user ID, and then user ID to gift. So this is a different user, right? This one would be user ID to gift. Please provide different names for them by adding a relation attribute. All right, let's do that. Recipient ID. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I'm going to leave it user ID to gift. I like that it's a user ID, but recipient ID makes sense too. And it is arguably better. Like, it's arguably a better name. User ID, user wished list. Okay. Fields, references. Okay, I just need to give them different names. So this will be participant user ID. This will be participant user ID to gift. And maybe that should be called participant recipient ID. I hope you read my message, my man. Caspian, let's see. I just sent you a message. Please read it. I hope to hear from you. Okay, so you sent me like a DM. All right, I'll check it after the stream. What are you making? A wish list and party planning application. Why not let participant of participants instead of I if you're assigning to cur? Yeah, maybe I'll switch it. I just kind of go for the for loop by default because I have more like independent like elements to work with. If I need to, I have the index. Ultimately, I might not need the index. So if I don't need it, I could refactor to a for of. I just kind of go with this by default. I might need to do some math with this, so we'll see. Okay, so I have the user ID to gift. All right, let's make the new types. Blitz, Prisma, generate. It's going to generate the new types. Are you using MySQL or Oracle? Nope, we're using Postgres. Do you use WSL? Nope. I tried it. When I tried it, it wasn't really great. I hear it's gotten better though. What is Web3? Any idea? Web3 is crypto. Field participant is already defined on model user. Okay, so let's go look at the other side over here. Okay, yeah, so so this is like, this is bad news bears. Why are there 3 things right here? There's participant profiles, which makes sense. Then there should be participant profiles to gift. I don't understand what else, like what would be the 3rd participant profile? Cool. All right, I think that fixed it. Let's blitz Prisma DB push. We love it. I'm going to commit. It doesn't quite work yet. I can commit the schema at least. I am so jealous. Please do my programming homework. That's hilarious. Prisma is a solid, stable ORM. Totally agree. Yeah, I'm not really into doing people's homework for them, but I mean, if you want to call, we could like take a look at it together though. What text editor do you use? This is VS Code. Oh, we're almost at 12K likes. That's really great. Quick reminder, if you search my username on YouTube or Twitch, you can see the whole screen. Probably be a lot easier for you to see what's going on. Okay, so here we are with the assigned gifters within party. Let's make sure that the type definition has been updated. So participants and user ID to gift. Okay, so the type got regenerated correctly. Cool. Oh, this should not be delete party here anymore. This should be, well, I don't know if there's a Zod at all. Let's see. It's not really a form. I do pass the ID. Okay, so we'll call this the assigned party. Assigned gifters. We'll use the whole name. It's better to have a verbose descriptive name than like a confusing short name. Okay. I just started getting into AWS stuff using Cognito and S3. Do you have any experience with that? Yeah, totally. Very great tools. I worked at Amazon. Those are great tools. Yeah, Cognito is fantastic for authorization and stuff. I mean, S3 is like world class. Like, yeah, S3 is fantastic as well. What's the GitHub repo name? Welephant. W, spell it like elephant with a W. Welephant. Okay, so here we have the current participant or undefined. No? It should always be undefined. It should always be defined. I mean, I guess I can do that. What are you doing? We're building a party planning tool. What language is this? TypeScript. Is this React? Kind of, basically, yeah. This is Blitz.js. Check out blitzjs.com. And that is a wrapper around Next.js, which is a full stack framework that uses React. Okay, so the user ID to gift. Yeah, what I can do basically is scramble. I can scramble the array. So let's scramble. Okay, I'm going to I could do this in place, but I don't know if that's like always a good idea, even though in this use case it's fine. So we're going to get a random index, and then we'll get the random object, which is, so we'll do random index normalized, which is random index mod clone.length. Okay. Then we'll do random is clone the I just call that normalized. Okay. And then we will scrambled dot push random. And what I need to do now is I don't want to just get the index, I want to actually splice it. I'm a cybersecurity major, looking to add contribution history. I'll check and pen test your repo tomorrow. Cool. Sounds like that could be fun. Hi, Welephant. Hello. I wish I knew how to code. I have zero knowledge about it. Follow the page. Follow the page and hang out. You will learn. So slice and splice, I always mix those up. Returns a copy of a section. I don't want the copy. I want to actually take it out. Zero-based location in the array from which to start removing elements. Good. So that would be normalized. And then I just want to do one. So I'm going to throw a debugger in here, but I think this is right. Cannot find name debugger with 3 Gs. Oops. Also, if I get this wrong, it's going to create an infinite loop, so that's bad. Cool. Good luck on that, man. Thanks. All right, so let's step line by line before we try and launch this process. So in comes an array. There's like 5 people going to the party. So we make a clone. So there's 5, right? We do math. So let's say this comes out as 7, right? So it actually goes out of bounds on the array. So we want to normalize it so that we don't go out of bounds. So what is 7 mod 5? So 7 mod 5 is 2, right? Let's double check that. So 7 mod 5 is 2. So because I'm modding, I will never go out of bounds. So because I'm modding, I will never go out of bounds. Oh, you know what? I don't need to do this. I can just do the clone.length right here. That's actually better. Cool. Okay, so we get the length. So if I have 5, then the length is 5. Random could potentially get me like 0.9 times 5. I could get like 4.5 and seal it. That would give me 5, which would be out of bounds. So I need to floor it, not seal it. So now, if it's 4.5, I'll end up with 4, and I'll still be in bounds. Okay. This is TypeScript, not Python. What is the main purpose for coding? Is to create apps and programs or for other functions? That's it. Apps and programs, and also for, I think, for analysis and task automation. So also data analysis. Those are the main uses. Okay, so we're guaranteed to be in bounds now. And then I just need to make sure that splicing is the right thing to do. Cool, so let's test splicing. I get splice and slice and some other similar ones mixed up sometimes. But let's go over here to the dev tools. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'll go just to like mix it up. All right. What I want to do is, so that has a length of 11, right? And then what I want to do is const foo equals splice of, oh, sorry, I didn't actually label this. So let me label this. So here's foo, right? And then I got foo in memory, and then const var equals foo dot splice. And let's say that I want to go after the 3. And so the 0 index, I'm expecting it's 2, 1. So what I'm expecting is that bar has a value of 3, and that foo will then have a length of 10. So bar has a value of 3, and then foo dot length of 10. Okay, so we spliced it out, but the interesting thing to note here is that bar is an array. Yeah, so I would not have caught that without testing right there. So here is R random. So there's R random, and I want to go 0, so I actually get a value out of it. Cool, and this can be any array. How do I do that it's like an input type? Number, any. Okay, it's right there. I think I did that wrong. Define your R as a type. We coding? Yep, we are coding. Where are your comments, brah? I haven't written any. Okay, so here is function identity. So it's not letting me do it on a fat arrow function. What language? TypeScript. Imagine not using VS Code. I'm not going to imagine it. Front or back end? Both. Use number instead of type. No, it's not a number. This is not guaranteed to be a number. I'm trying to make it generic. TypeScript generic arrow function. Okay, wow. That's what was throwing me off. Okay. Okay, so I think this is good. Cool. No, it needs to know that it is, it needs to know that they are participants. Whatever is the input type is also the output type. Okay, because I said goes to specify the type for R. It's already correct. It's an any. It's a proper any. Ah, some TypeScript. Yes. This is so easy, bro. TypeScript is just a script form of JavaScript. Is your input array an array containing objects of type T? Yeah, that's what the type does. Is it saying whatever is the input, the output should be the exact same type? They're putting the comma, so I wonder if that's like a big thing. Yeah, it just immediately went away. One, two, and then it goes to X. Cool. All right, that's what it was. Scrambled type T. React app running on localhost 3000, Express backend on port 4000, separate repos, bad practice, question mark. No, that's fine. Monorepo is like, monorepo, multi-repo, neither one of them is inherently a good or bad practice. There's pros and cons to each of them. Hey, thanks for being here, and thanks for the likes, and thanks for hitting the follow and subscribe button. If you search my name on YouTube or Twitch, you can see the whole screen, same username, and I'm streaming to all of them now. Cool, so participants to assign is declared, but its value is never read. I think I can just fold now. Now that it's gotten scrambled, I think I can just fold. So like the first person assigned to the last person and so on. In the case of evens, then it's 1-to-1. In the case of odds, there's one person. Amber, what's up from TikTok? Thanks for being here. In the case of odds, there's one person who either is getting a gift for someone, and that someone will get 2 gifts, or they are getting no one a gift because they're just like the odd one out. So what's better? I'm going to allow the odd one out, but I don't know that that's inherently better. So if I, in the odd case, no need to gift. Like, yeah, I'm just not even going to explain that. That's fine. So participants.length, we're going to do participants to assign.length. Here's the curve participants to assign. And then we'll have the ante is participants to assign Okay, so here's the assigned length. And then this will be, so in the case of like 5, but I need to subtract 1. All right, so for the 0 person, it is minus I. So for the 0 person, like let's say there's 5 people, the 0 person gets the opposite one. No, I'm not sure that's right. I'm not sure that makes sense, does it? Because then it would be like they're getting each other gifts every time. That's not what I want. Okay, so the 0, can you put your YouTube link in your TikTok bio? Gonna make it easier for TikTok users to get here. I think the YouTube link is in my TikTok bio. Let me know if that's wrong, but I'm pretty sure my TikTok bio takes me to my social homepage. And then like, so if you click my TikTok bio, it should take you here, and there's my YouTube link. Let me know if that's like not working or something. What do you code? Welephant. It's here, it's open source. You can see Vanderveer/Welephant. This is what we're working on. Thanks for all the likes and the follows, y'all. And you can go over to my TikTok bio, sub my YouTube, my Twitch, and you can see the full screen over there. Cool. So here is cur. I guess I could do a sliding window. It worked for me. Okay, cool. I guess I could do a sliding window, like every person just like assigns the next person, and then at the very end, in the odd case, they get off for free. if there's not occur, and what if there's not a next, I guess, or not next, right? So consider the case of two people. There's the first two. Next iteration, it breaks. Looks good. Consider the case of three people. There's the first two. A buys for B. Then we iterate forward. B buys for C. Then we iterate forward, and it breaks. And there's an odd one out who gets out for free. Looks good. Consider the case of four people. A buys for B. Slide. B buys for C. Slide. C buys for D. Ooh, that doesn't look good because it should be D buys for A. Create a list of integers 0 minus participants dot length. Randomize the integers. Those are your indices. Each person gives to index plus 1 mod len. Hey, so you have the general right idea, but I already did that in this scramble method. I don't know when you joined, but you can see we randomize. I actually don't need to use the mod operator. I did that at first, and then I realized I didn't need it. So this looks good in the odd case, but in the even case, so in the case of 3, A buys for B, B buys for C, A buys for B, B buys for C. Why doesn't C buy for D? They totally should, right? So even in the odd case, am I thinking through this wrong? Maybe I need to go to sleep. Even in the odd case, there's never a problem. Is that right? Yeah, I guess that's right. Okay. So in the case of two people, A buys for B. Yeah, basically I just need to wrap around. So if I plus 1 is the length, do wraparound. You mod with length to get the last participant to 0. Okay. Yeah. I see that. I think I'd rather just explicitly check if it's the final length. I guess they're equivalent, but I think this one is like more intuitive to me. Good luck, have fun. Thanks. Thanks for dropping by. Good to see you. Okay, so if there's not a cur, we break. We want to handle the wraparound first. We want to handle the wraparound first so that we have basically so that we have next. Otherwise, it's not safe. Cool. So if we do wraparound, then that means that cur.userid to gift is participants to assign the 0 index.id. Young Savage, what's up? Hey, thanks for being here. Bro, I think I need to go to sleep. My brain's not working. Blitz.js, which is better? Next.js. It's not A or B. Blitz.js is a Next.js wrapper. So, care for a stick of deodorant. What? Can you smell me through your phone? Hey, thanks everyone for being here. Can I be your... no. Yeah, bro, get some rest. I'll be logging off soon. Hey, laddies, I'm wiped up, just so you know. If not Kerr, you already in a loop. What are we building? This is called Welephant. That's spelled elephant with a W. It's like a wish list building and party planning tool. Okay, so we're doing like a sliding window. So I'm getting my gift. I'm getting a gift for the next one. And then the very last person is going to wrap around and get a gift for the first person. One viewer commented that you could use a mod operator for that. I think that's true. I'm just like, my brain's not working, so this was safer to me in like the way my brain was working. Really, I should just go to sleep. Okay. Yeah. User ID to gift. And then that's it. So then we need to do like a bulk. Now I need to do like a bulk. I can do a bulk update, or I guess I could wait for them one by one. That feels really slow. Are we watching you work? I mean, kind of. It's open source contributions, but still. Teach us about algorithm analysis like complexity. This is OMN. So you can see I'm looping through the entire participants to assign. I'm looping through it, but each loop is a constant operation. We do, yeah, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't know. It's like 5 operations. So thanks for the follows. Slay, I appreciate it, Cat Lady. Thank you so much. Okay, so for the bulk update, let's try it. Let's do a try catch. No, actually, I'm going to just let it fail. It'll raise the error. It'll raise the error properly because this is a wrapped mutation. Okay, so here I'll go db.participants .update mini. Okay, and then this is where I don't know what goes here. Can I just do? Can I just do participants to assign right here? Let's look at the type. Update mini args. Looks like this is the thing. Okay, so it's going to be one of these. What framework is this running on? Blitz.js, blitzjs.com. Spring Boot is king for this kind of stuff. Yeah, the Spring Boot bulk upload is pretty good, not gonna lie. What DB are you using? Prisma. Well, I'm using Postgres, but my ORM is Prisma. Hey, quick reminder, y'all, you can go over to YouTube or Twitch, search my username, and see the full screen. So here I'll say, I'm going to say update many. Has no properties in common with that thing. Oopsie. Let's make a foo. Let's say, let's just say data. Created at, updated at, name, email, status. Well, where's the ID? Okay, I guess that's why it is a checked input. Oh, wow. Are they like created at is going to be an array? Like these are all subarrays? This has to be just one individual record. Okay, so I just needed to say it's an array. Update 0 or more participants. Note that providing undefined is treated as the value not being there. Okay. So update many where I don't want to filter though. Data, provide data here. Promises must be awaited. Okay, so it's just wanting me to do an await. It's already an async pipe, I think. User ID to gift does not exist on. Really? Because it should. Yeah, why is user ID to gift not here? Update many mutation input. Maybe I need to use the unchecked. All right, well. Cool. I don't see anything screaming. Let's see if it worked. Why does the update mini mutation not have user ID and the checked does? I actually have the same question. I think the answer is because the checking logic can't tell if the user ID, like, it can't tell if the user ID is properly applied, basically. So collision detection, is it the user and the user ID to gift? Is that even allowed? Like a circular reference, can I reference myself as the user ID to gift? I think that is the reason that, like, it doesn't know. I think that is the reason. Hey, let's try to get to 14K likes, y'all. Okay. All right, let's hit the button. Randomly assign gifters. Boom. All right, it totally blew up. Would love to pair program with you. I'm having some issues with cookies on localhost. Hey, hit the link in my bio. We can totally have a call. Okay, so this got invalid, argument data got invalid value. Why? What was invalid about that? Did I like not regenerate my types or something? Let me, Blitz Prisma migrate, or Blitz Prisma generate. I'm going to actually close my server and start the server again. Maybe the server did not get an update. Sometimes if the server like crashes or if there's an error, the hot module reloading breaks. Okay, so we refresh. So it errored again, and it's still complaining. Update many participants. Mutation or unchecked. Here is the mini mutation input. But neither of these is unchecked. Neither of those is unchecked. Provided a JSON list, expected this thing. Data, here's an array. Okay, it seems like it did not expect the data array there. Here, it's showing to use data, but data is an object, not an array. Provide data here. That's what I'm struggling to understand. What does it mean, provide data here? And field operations input. Test. Okay, I think we're still good. Yeah, okay, let's Google. I don't know. Prisma update menu. I think somehow my syntax is wrong. What? This seems so janky. So it's going to run a query where the user's name is Alice. And then loop over each token one at a time is literally what they're saying. So here I could get like a bunch of different user IDs and update them with the same new value, but I want to update them with different values. Okay, so I think I need to do a transaction basically. Wow, it's really making it seem like I need to do them one at a time. All right, I'll do them one at a time, but like I feel like I shouldn't have to. He's using assembly with this. This is a TypeScript. Wonder if you need a where object and just have it be empty true or something. This is TypeScript, y'all. You can always optimize later. Yeah, that's the strategy I'm going for. Optimize later. Oh, map the users you want to update with the promise.all. That's kind of like similar, like it's in the right direction. I mean, that's similar to this transaction API. But what I'd really like to do is just have a SQL batch call, but it seems like it doesn't want to. That's fine. All right, let's see what the button does now. Boom. Foreign key constraint failed on the field. Ah, so did they try to give to themselves? How would they try to gift to themselves? Yeah, that stinks. So the user is trying to gift to themselves. What do I need to use? Like a pointer? That's pretty annoying. Shouldn't it be participants instead of participant? Possibly. Oh, do you mean right here? No, this is supposed to be the singular. Because this is the model name. LOL, let me fix it for you. I think I might be wrapping up soon and going to sleep. Basically, the way I think I need to fix this is I need to have another pointer where it skips ahead if the person is pointing to themselves. But like, I don't really want to do that right now. If cur is the current user, just skip it. Yeah, but the problem is that that fixes the current iteration, but that doesn't fix the whole thing, because what that means is somewhere else. There's like a person misassigned somewhere else. Maybe I could make this a while instead of a let. Yeah, basically I need to do like a while. And I need to use, it needs to be 2 pointers instead of a sliding window. Okay, I guess we can do this, but this is going to be like probably the last thing I do before I go to sleep. Okay. Oh, okay, so somewhere else it is allowing the current user to select themselves. Yeah, so if I'm supposed to be getting someone else a gift, but I'm pointed at myself, if I just skip that, that means that other person is just not going to get a gift, which is bogus. That's the problem. participants to assign len, and then we'll do let per idx equals 0. Okay. I'm going to comment this instead of like deleting it because I might want it. So while cur, let's see, participants to assign, and then, yeah, while participants to assign, length is, or just like, yeah, while it has length at all. Because eventually it'll go down to 0, and that will be our exit condition. Can I just always do 0 and 1? The length needs to be greater than 1. The length needs to be, let's see. Length needs to be greater than 1, doesn't it? So if there's one person, what are they going to get themselves a gift? No. So there needs to be at least 2 people. So if there's 2 people, they can get each other a gift. Yeah, I'm not sure this is right, but I'm going to go with that. Okay, so we get how many elements there are. We get the current one, which I'm really not sure why that wouldn't just always be 0. But whatever, we'll let it go for now. So we get the first one and we get the second one. And then here's the wraparound. Here's the wraparound case. I guess I just want to copy most of that. So let me uncomment that and copy it. So if there's not a curve break, if should do wraparound, do this. Now over here, really I just need the one guard clause, which is if per user ID Oh, and this was wrong anyway. That should say, I think, user ID. So basically, if the person to gift is themselves, that's the problem. Okay, I'm not sure this is the right thing to do, but I think this might be the case where I want to where I might want to try incrementing. I guess it's possible. What if I scramble, but then everyone ends up picking up themselves? Then I would need to re-scramble. Yeah, so I might need to re-scramble. That's bad. I guess I can do as many as I can and then scramble after that. Scramble should return a valid scrambled list. Yes, it is a valid scrambled list, but it's possible that by random assignment, it might turn out that if I'm thinking through this correctly, and I might not be because I'm tired, but could it turn out that somebody could be pointing to themselves after they scramble? Like, let's say I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I scramble it, and it ends up to be 3, 2, 1, 4. So this second person would be saying that they're supposed to buy the gift for themselves, which is not allowed. Yeah, basically I need to get the next valid one right here just in time. Okay, I know what I need to do, but dang, I don't really want to do this right now. Okay. These two should never have the same user ID, by the way, unless they're the only person in the list and you're wrapping around. So then let me try to just break. If I'm the only person in the list and we're wrapping around, I can just break. That might work. Okay, so yeah, let's see if this works. And it might or might not work, and then I'm gonna go to sleep, but I wanna see. Randomly assign gifters, let's do it, boom. Well, it looks like it worked. Let me go look at my database. Here are the participants. So we'll sort for the accepted ones. Oh, it doesn't really let me sort, does it? Oh, here's sort. Pick a column to sort by, let's sort by status. So here's the accepted people. And then we go over to user ID to gift. And it's null. That's not good. DB participant update. Why are they null? It says it was fine. Oh, then user IDs are null to start with? Oh, yeah, that's awkward. So there, yeah. I can only do this assignment and stuff if I have emails. Here's the super party where ID participants include args is gifter party ID status. I need to add email there. So I need to add email so I can link the user object. All right, well, that was kind of fun, but I don't actually have any user objects. I just have the participant IDs. All right, that'll wrap it up for today. That is a problem for